Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for January. I hope you're doing well. I would like to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Taurus out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse, so if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? Taurus. All right, Taurus, you are starting out with the Four of Pentacles reversed. You have the Page of Wands reversed and the Page of Swords. All right, so Taurus, I feel like you're opening up to someone here. You're kind of letting down the blockages. You're releasing some maybe grudges or things that you might have been holding against somebody. This would likely be somebody you haven't been talking with for a little bit. I feel like new beginnings are difficult for you and you're trying to figure out how to let go of stuff from the past, how to open up. You're also trying to figure out if possibly somebody else has this new beginning, or if there's a new beginning available to you. Now, some of you could have been recently involved with someone new and you might be kind of checking up, looking at that person, but you're really in this mode of trying to gather information and releasing past, blockages, past, things that were causing instability for you. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Taurus energy, please. All right, so Taurus, the person in your energy, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Three of Cups, and we have Temperance in reverse, sign of Sagittarius. So the person that's in your energy, I feel like this is somebody who was moving on from this connection. I do feel like there was chaos here. You're trying to release either this person or the chaos, but this person is trying to move towards peace. Fall time frame looks to be very important. That's when this person started moving forward. I am seeing, though, that there is a last look over their shoulder. That look over the shoulder is like, is Taurus going to, ever do anything? Is Taurus coming towards me? I don't know, but I must have peace in my life. Now, this person wants to be happy. They could be going out with friends or family. There is an energy here, possibly even dating. But I feel like this person is looking over their shoulder to see, well, Taurus, is there any possibility of us reconciling? Is there any possibility of us healing this? Is there any possibility of trying to balance this out? I will say this person's emotions are up and down, up and down. They're trying very hard to get their equilibrium here emotionally, and that's why they're trying to move towards peace. So let me see the energy between Taurus and this person. Show me the energy between Taurus and this person. There it is. The Magician, sign of Gemini. So I do feel like you're both manifesting one another. Now this person is manifesting either you or peace. If they're looking over their shoulder, is this possible? But if it's not, I want peace. You are trying to release things that have been causing you to feel unstable or holding you back. You're trying to open up to this person, but ultimately you're both manifesting one another. So let me see what's affecting this connection. Justice, sign of Libra. So with Justice, I feel like the two of you have very divergent viewpoints on some things. I think that you may have felt like you couldn't express yourself the way you wanted to. I also feel that there's something that is very different about you and this person. I don't know if it's, like religious viewpoints or cultural. I don't know, but there's something that is very different. And it causes a little bit of conflict between the two of you. I do feel that what's affecting the connection is you're both manifesting each other, but you both want it to come in a balanced way. And in the past, there's been animosity here. So let me see. I also feel like Taurus, I feel like there's a sense here of you not telling this person everything. You're kind of keeping some things to yourself. You're pondering if there can be a new beginning here. And I feel like they do want a new beginning. So let me see the outcome for Taurus. The Three of Wands, kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Yeah, you're kind of checking out the situation. Again, it's that pondering. Is this possible? You know, is this something that can be brought in a balanced way? And in their energy, they're just struggling to keep their balance right now. Yeah, they're struggling to keep their balance. They're keeping an eye on you. You're keeping an eye on them. You're both in this waiting energy to see kind of what happens. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. This is underlying energy. It does indicate to me that that is a very single and abundant energy. You feel like your finances are doing well. You are kind of pulling back and taking a little time for yourself, figuring out what it is that you actually do want in life. It also indicates a very strong independent nature. So you could just enjoy being, you know, in being single. So let's clarify your reading. Spirit, why is the Four of Pentacles in reverse for Taurus? Okay, so Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. Yeah, you love this person. And not only do you love this person, you're passionate about them. You're more so manifesting the passion than you are the feelings and emotions, but the feelings and emotions are there. It's showing me that you kind of keep a lid on those feelings and emotions. It's maybe a little bit more difficult for you to express yourself emotionally. I also feel like you may get hurt very easily, and at which point you kind of clamp down on that cup of love, and you know, you kind of seem a little bit a little cold at times. But the truth is that you really do love this person. I feel like you're opening up to them. It's easier for you to open up, it looks like, physically. Let me see why the Page of Wands is in reverse. All right, we have Ace of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, there's a lot that you're not telling this person. It could be about another connection that failed, that ended. That was likely a very sexual connection. But I also feel like there's just a lot you don't feel comfortable telling this person who's in your energy, and that's why you're kind of keeping things to yourself. Again, I'm seeing that energy of this relationship ending because of conflict, and that conflict is stemming from the difference in the way each of you view the connection. There's some major difference that's here between the two of you. Let me see why this Page of Swords is here. All right, Nine of Swords reversed and the Six of Wands. Very nice. You're looking to see, can this be successful? Can this be worked out? Whatever it is that you're seeing, whatever you're finding, though, is relieving your anxiety. It's making you feel better. It's making you feel more successful. I do feel like after a period where you haven't been speaking to this person at all, there is some small communication that's going on, and it's reassuring to you. So you might be doing a little looking in on social media. You might be, you know, watching to see what this person does. But regardless, whatever it is that you're seeing or hearing, it's causing you to feel more assured. Like, yeah, this might be successful. This might be able to be worked out. And you're feeling comforted by whatever it is you're finding. So let me see their energy. Spirit, why is the Six of Swords here for the person in Taurus energy? All right, we have the Knight of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this person has feelings for you as well, but they're holding them back. I feel like you have recently kind of opened up a little bit more. They're hoping you do come towards them. I do feel that they have very little to offer, or they might be saying, hey, if Taurus doesn't come towards me with love and feelings and emotions, I can't accept that. They could also be saying here that they're moving towards their own peace, but they're not moving towards someone new. They're not open to new energy, I'll tell you that. But they do have feelings for you that they're not really expressing. Why is the Three of Cups here? All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, so I did feel like instead of them dating a lot, now some of them could be going out, but they're not finding what they want, because I don't feel like they're actually really open to new relationships. And if they are dating, they're finding that to be cumbersome. They're finding that to be problematic. They feel like their life is in slow mode right now. They're trying to move everything forward. It's not really moving, and all they want to do is be happy and be at peace. And they're feeling overwhelmed. I'm also seeing that there could have been some slight financial losses, and they're in the process of recovering from that, but it might be happening a little bit slower than what they're looking for. With regard to this connection, I do feel that they would like to reconcile with you, but the slowness, it's moving very, very slowly, and that makes them feel like it's overwhelming for some reason. This difference that the two of you have is also feeling very overwhelming to them. So they're basically pretty overwhelmed right now, but they do want to reconcile. Let me see why Temperance is in reverse. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups reversed. And we have the Four of Cups. So their emotions are all over the place. One second, they're looking at the past and they're saying, you know, I don't know if this is going to work out. At another point, if they walked away, they're feeling inclined to come back. They know that it would take a lot to actually heal the connection. If you walked away, they're hoping you come back, but then they're saying, well, even if Taurus comes back, are they really going to understand how much I was bringing to the connection? Because they feel like you've been ignoring them. They feel like, you know, you walked away, you come back, but that you still don't seem to comprehend what they're bringing to the table. They realize that there would have to be a lot of healing done in order for this to work out. Let me see the energy between Taurus and this person, please. Show me thank you. All right, so we have the Fool in reverse, and we have the Hangman in reverse. Yeah, they're impatient for a new beginning. That's why they're holding back. They're wanting you to come forward. See, this person feels like you didn't reciprocate, like you didn't recognize what they were bringing to the table. So they're tired of waiting. And that's why they made this decision, likely somewhere around the fall, that even though they have all these feelings, they feel like you have turned them down, that you are not accepting them. So they're tired of waiting. They've been manifesting you. They've been manifesting you to come towards them. In your energy, I feel like you're finally dropping that guard. There is some fear here of a new beginning. You're a little bit fearful. Part of that could be because you enjoy being single or independent. But there's a new beginning that is trying to come in. It truly is. And that's literally what this person has been manifesting and waiting for. So there's a lot of fear involved on both sides. They are trying to be open and to understand your perspective, though. Let me see why Justice is here. All right, we have the Death card in reverse. We have the Five of Wands, and we have the Two of Cups reversed. So neither of you feel like this is over. You both feel like, even though there's been a physical ending, it's not over. but you're anticipating conflict. And again, it centers around this difference in perspective that both of you have. This person in your energy, I do feel like they are hoping that you come towards them. There's a sense here that they feel that, you know, that they feel like in order to reach karmic justice or to have justice in this situation, that you're going to need to come towards them. I don't know why they feel that, but that's what I'm seeing. I do feel like they are very focused on how things ended between the two of you. They would like to reconcile, and I do feel like if there is no reconciliation, if you don't approach them, they will slowly begin to move away from the connection. And in fact, I feel like they already have started that process, but I do see, again, like I said, looking over the shoulder and seeing, can this be worked out? Now, in your energy, I feel like you're a little bit conflicted. I do. I feel like there's, you know, internal conflict. There's been external conflict with this person. You don't feel like it's over, but you know, there's somebody here in your past, Taurus, that things didn't work out with as well. And that is in some way affecting your decision with this person as well. So you know, be careful of causing conflict. You know, there's no need to stir the pot. But I also feel like you may feel this person's not giving you the truth. You may feel that this person has been with someone else. I'm not seeing that, but it's possible. So that could be why you're in this mode of checking up on them, looking to see if there's competition. But regardless, you both are looking for this new beginning. Neither of you feel like this is completely over. So it looks like this is something that is in process. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome, because I feel like whatever you are finding or hearing is making you feel better. Yeah, 3 of Wands reversed. 2 of Pentacles. And there's that Page of Wands in the upright. So whatever it is you're waiting for, that wait will soon be over. You want to have success. You want to have a passionate new beginning. And I feel like that's what you're looking for. Now, for some of you, this could be somebody new, but I don't think so. I definitely see somebody from your past that things didn't work out with that's different from this person, but I feel like this is you having having the communication, beginning anew with this person, you know, having this Fool go into the upright. So once you reach a point where you are feeling comfortable enough, I feel like you're going to reach out to this person for this new beginning, and it's going to rock their world a little bit. It really is, because I feel like this is somebody who has been manifesting you to come back. They've been wanting you to approach them, but at the same time, they're looking at the past and they're saying, well, is it even possible that Taurus is going to recognize what I was bringing to the table? You know, they almost have this energy of putting up that shield so that it's impenetrable a little bit. But I feel like you're going to break that shield down. And I do feel like you're both kind of right now waiting to see what the other person's going to do. This person in your energy is going to have to make a decision. And I feel like, you know, right now they're kind of up and down. They're going to be weighing out the pros and cons, because I feel like once you feel good about this situation, you're coming in. So, yeah, bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords. Now that's underlying energy that could indicate that there is a ulterior motive that's involved in this. I'm not seeing that here. So it may just indicate that you're remaining single right now because you just have a lack of trust. It could also be that this person, you know, because there was definitely some chaos, so they may not be trusting the situation as well. Just make sure that make sure you don't have an ulterior motive. And then also, as you're kind of searching and looking to see, you know, is this possible with this person, make sure they don't have an ulterior motive as well. All right, so, because it does speak of things that could be hidden, things that could be underlying, And it is associated with you staying independent and single. All right, so let me pull, I'm going to pull a oracle card for you, Taurus. Pulling for Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, you have opportunity to forgive. All right, it says, this situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. And that's really the energy of that Four of Coins in the reverse as well. So, you know, it's going to, if this is going to come back together, there's been significant conflict, and there's definitely going to have to be, you know, forgiveness and being able to hold each other in that light of love. All right, I hope that this has been helpful. If you have resonated with this reading, Taurus, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are loved, and namaste.